Oh hey, welcome back to the channel. It's a little chilly today, like 28 degrees, and I'm sitting in the 1M.40 Massey Ferguson. I'm almost to my 50-hour oil change, so I thought I'd do a review and take you along for a ride with me here today. So I'll turn you around. So what I've got connected up here is the tree puller, and I figured it's a nice day to go pull out some Bush Honeysuckle. It's a little chilly. The tractor started right up this morning. I'll insert a clip of that here. And I have to tell you, I'm super happy I have a cab tractor. The heat, I can already tell, is going to blow me out, so we're going to turn that down. I'll show you around the cab a little bit. So on the upper right hand side, your air conditioner, heating controls, got a radio up here with Bluetooth, and so on, a little carry-all, which I never use. Your heat vents around the top, speaker on both sides, and again your AC vents. It's got a window shade here. I don't find that I use that really either, but it's nice to have. Down below here, I've added a phone holder with a charging plug. I wired that in here not too long ago, and it's kind of handy. Your gauges, pretty standard stuff here, tachometer, and then you can switch between miles per hour right here, or your PTO RPM. And if I click the PTO on, you can see that, it's 220 RPM. It gives you a light and so on. To turn it off, you just push the button. It also has a soft start function, and I do really like that, especially when I have the chipper on and so forth. It just takes the driveline shock out of it. But you can turn it back on, obviously, so forth. So pretty easy to deal with. Over here, regen buttons, but this will just automatically regen when it needs to. I tend to find that I run it, and I think it's on week 1 regen since I've owned it, and 48 hours here. Down here, cruise control, super nice. Just basically get the speed you want and hit it. This is a speed limiter dial, which is also kind of nice if you just want to be able to mash the pedal and go back to the same speed you were at. It does that. And then your response time, which is also nice, so that you're not, if you just want to ease into things, you can slow it down. If you want to just crank it up, obviously you can do that. Front wheel assist engage here, your range shifter, and then PTO shifter here. You can leave this on, but the nice thing is if you stick it in neutral, you can turn the PTO shaft if you need to, if you're hooking something up. Otherwise, microphone for the telephone, Bluetooth telephone connection. It's got plenty of opening windows and stuff. Your 2 backside windows open, the back window open. So on days where it's not air conditioner day, but it's a little too warm to be enclosed, it's nice to have the windows open. A front and rear wiper, a heated rear screen. I think it's pretty fancy, especially since this is the first cab tractor I've ever owned. Not the first one I've operated, but definitely the first one I've owned. And up here you've got your rear heat switch, and then your light functions over here: washer, windshield washer, front and back, and windshield wipers, obviously. And then your front and rear work lights. These are fantastic. The lighting on this thing is great. And I'll take you outside here and walk you around too. As you can tell, I didn't wash it up for you guys for the review. This is kind of the way it looks. I do use it. It's got a nice floor mat here and so forth. No complaints about the cab. It's nice and roomy, super comfortable, and no complaints. So if you watch my introductory video on this first kind of review video, you heard me kind of going, I wasn't too sure about getting a cab tractor, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in that mode, think about getting a new tractor or a tractor, and you're deciding cab or no cab, cab, hands down. I gotta tell you. And those of you that have cab tractors are gonna laugh at me. I'm laughing at myself. But what I did not appreciate, or did not anticipate, I should say, is that I love the AC. Hands, you know, I'm usually on and off the tractor fairly often, but frankly, having the AC was a really nice thing. The tractor with the cab that I have the most time in is an 1105 Massey Ferguson, and my grandfather bought that new, but he did not spring for the AC, so I've never had that experience, and that's beautiful. And then a day like today, I'm not sure I'd be out here doing this with an open seat tractor. Maybe, probably not. Probably find something else to do. But this is perfect because I can go pull Bush Honeysuckle with in all kinds of comfort. So let's go get at it a little bit. All right, well, here's some likely suspects right in front of me. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to do running the camera and the puller, but we'll give it a shot. So basically I just kind of go up on them, try to get as close to the base as I can. I can see that I'm on it, hit the brake, and then squeeze it together and just lift it out. So it's works pretty good. This is a pretty small one, but you can see it's pulling the roots and all. Usually I kind of... Here, let me give it some throttle. Shake a little bit of the dirt off of it anyway. And... I'll just go pile it over here. The plan is I'm going to pull them out, cut the root balls off later, and then I'll chip the trunks and the branches up after they desiccate a little bit. Push the pile down some. There we go. So this place is lousy with Bush Honeysuckle, and I don't necessarily have a rhyme or reason on it here right now. Just find one and pull it. It will pull some pretty good sized trees, I will say that. I'll have a short up where you can see an Osage orange hedge tree, whatever you call it, that I pulled up. Here's one that's been cut off. Let's see if I can get on him. And takes on the bigger stuff. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna get on him. Maybe. I don't think I got it. Yeah, I just broke it off. Anyway, on the bigger stuff, you do have to kind of loosen them up a bit. Just rock back and forth and loosen them up. But man, this stuff goes to town, and I don't like it. There we go. We got that nice and clean. I wish there was, well, I don't necessarily like clearing them out on this creek bank, just from a erosion standpoint, but if I don't, I'll never get anything else in here, because, here, let me put that down. That's all bush honeysuckle in there, and it just will not let anything else get started. So I want to get after it, and then of course I do not want to get too close to that creek bank, but that's what we've got. So maybe let me pull over here out of the wind a little bit. Maybe I can give you guys a little outside tour of the tractor and an update here. All right, kind of keep going with the 50-hour review here. First of all, I've had zero problems with this whatsoever. You know, the cab doors are nice and wide. You can get in from either side. They close up tight. The lighting, you got same LED lights front and back, and of course your headlights. They work fantastically. Love the fact that it has mirrors. That's great, because I do have to road this tractor to get from one side of the property to the other, because the creek splits it in half. The loader, I'm super happy with it. I had the same horsepower in a smaller chassis, Massey 1M.40E, and this loader is definitely more powerful. It will lift more for sure. This tree puller, I should probably do the review on that, but that thing's working really nice. I'm happy with that. But I've put about 600 pounds of cast iron weights on the back, and even then there's times where another, ballasting it a little more sure helps. So everything's easy to get to. I just really have no complaints. I do use the set of remotes fairly often for a variety of things, and the drawbar I slide in and out depending on what I'm doing. But overall, no complaints. It's a nice tractor. I'll be interested to see how well it starts in the winter, when it gets actually really cold. But I do have a engine heater on this one, so I'll probably be plugging it in. I did buy this box just to haul junk, and it's okay. The main thing, I've plugged these gaps because the chain falls through and stuff like that. That's the only complaint I have about that thing. Otherwise, air ride seat, no complaints about that. I was running this thing yesterday. It seemed like I had one complaint. Now I can't remember what it is. Exceptionally minor. Let's say that, because otherwise I would remember. A few little tips on operating this thing. If you, like, I have the brakes locked together now. If you have your brakes locked together and you're on a hill, when you let the brake off, it will roll a bit. And so you've got to either be right on the go pedal in the direction you want to go, Or better yet, just flip that over and have one brake on. That way you can actually, it will engage the transmission with the brake on. When you have both brakes down, it will not engage the transmission with both brakes down. So if you're on a steep area, if you're in somewhere where it's nice and steep, one brake pedal, and you won't have as much of a thrill factor. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this thing? I don't know, but I'm digging it. That's all I gotta say. I am digging it. See all this Bush Honeysuckle over here? Yeah, it's gonna die. It's just all here. And you know, I guess the nice thing about it is it keeps its leaves long, so you know you know what's Bush Honeysuckle, because everything else is losing its leaves. So let's go do more tree pulling. There's a pretty good sized one there. We'll go get that. Alrighty, we're on him. This one's a little bigger. Alright. And since our pile's right here, we'll go ahead and drop him off in his forever home. Like I said, we'll get those root balls cleaned up, but I've got a ton. It's going to take me a while to do this. A day like today is a good day to be doing it. On the tree puller, I do try to, once I know I'm on it, see, like this one, a little wiggle helps. But we got him. There's a whole bunch of little ones out here. I'm obviously not going to get that. This thing, if they're under an inch, it tends to strip them. And it doesn't pull them. But those are hardly, you know, I've got plenty of big ones here to get that I don't need to really bother with those little ones. And very likely what I'll just do is in the spring or sometime next year just go around and cut those in at the base and dab them with some glyphosate. But getting these big ones out of here is a good sized one right there. Ooh, that one's stuck in pretty good, so we're going to wiggle him up a little bit. Clamp him again. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this I'm doing the fun and easy part right now. Coming back in here and cleaning all this up is going to be less fun, but it's way easier than coming in and manually cutting them, dabbing them with glyphosate, and then still having to move all the branches and stuff. So I'm not going to complain. I debated on making this purchase for a while, And now that I've got the thing, I'm glad I got it. There we go. I'm definitely not going to go down there and get those ones that are down on the bank. You can see the cylinder on this thing, on the tree puller itself, pretty powerful. It will scoot the front end of the tractor up over. That's for sure. So try to get good aim to begin with. And you can see a bump, and then you just grab him, pull him, and away you go. Try to stack them in the same direction so when I get out here with the chainsaw, I can just go to town. Oh, let's get you. But I don't like that. So we're gonna wiggle you too. Oh, did I break him off? Ah, shoot, broke that one off. Oh well. This one here. That's a pretty good sized one actually. Now this one, not bad. I thought that one would put up a little more of a fight. Turn the heat down in here. Whew. So I had beavers in the creek last winter. There we go. And they did chew off several of these. Not enough, and you can see, so this one's chewed off, but you can see that it started sprouting back up anyway and branching out. Now these things don't seem to, once you dig them, they don't seem to come back from the roots, but you can see where that one there has, once, if you're leaving a stem out, poking out, they will continue to grow. Yeah, let's see here. I can get in here without getting. You know what? I'm not going to mess with those just yet. This bank is not anything to play with because that is well eroded underneath there. I'm going to move this branch out of the way here, as a matter of fact, because I'd rather stretch the tree puller than the tractor. I'm just going to push him out of the way. Not sure that saved much tractor scratching, but anyway. There we go. And we'll come on back in here. I do want to kind of clean. I used to have a trail through here. You can kind of see the start of it there, and that's grown in. That's a pretty good sized one here. Let's get him. I just get right down to the base as close as I can. Squeeze it together. This one's going to put up a little bit of a fight. In fact, actually, let's put the front wheels, engage the front wheels, because otherwise it's just going to tear up the grass. What little is here. There we go. Alrighty. And I don't have a lot of room to pile back here, so I'm going to take this out. Like I said, that's the most dangerous part of the creek bank on this place right there. I'll just start another pile. These things do get pretty big, these bush honeysuckles. But boy, they just take everything over. Alright, let's get another one. In fact, I should, maybe I'll kind of work on the trail. See if I get back the trail again. Alright, there's one that's... I should ballast this thing a little more. I broke him off. Shoot. Oh well. Because some of these I could pull with the loader, but yeah, I don't like to put the back end of this thing up too high. I'm just taking extra precautions around that bank. Anyway, the tractor itself, it has the auto throttle, so as you push the go pedal, it does increase the throttle setting accordingly. Which is kind of nice. I have really zero complaints about the tractor. I just, there was something about it I was going to mention I thought of yesterday, but it has totally escaped me at this point. Oh, I did run it out of fuel yesterday, which, darn gone it, I broke that one off too. Which was very, made me very unhappy with myself. I think I don't always look at the fuel gauge every time I get in it. And I think the last time I looked at it, it had half a tank. But I kind of forgot about using this thing for a couple hours pulling these bush honeysuckle like I am right now, and then doing a few other things. And then I was jumping my 1020 Massey because I wanted to till up the stuff I plowed, and I had it parked on a bit of a side hill, and it just quit. I'm like, what is going on? And it wouldn't start. And I looked at the fuel gauge and I'm like, oh. Good news is getting it restarted was the simplest thing ever. There we go. We got the roots on that one. And I just put fuel in it, turn the key on, let the electric fuel pump run a while, and cranked it over, and it took maybe 3 or 4 more cranks than usual, but fired right up, didn't skip a beat after that. So I'm like, wow, all right. Because engine bay is pretty tightly packed, and I wasn't looking forward to cracking injectors and stuff. I do not commonly run diesel tractors out of fuel, but I will admit it has happened to me before on my 180. And the 180's kind of a bear because the fuel lift pump is on the opposite side of the injectors, so you really can't, crack your injectors and then manually operate the pump and see what's going on all at one time. Poor design. Oh, but hey, I love my 180. Oh, I didn't get on him. Just barely. There we go. Now this is about the smallest that you can really get on successfully. A little over an inch. I should figure out how to, maybe I'll just start piling these here and then push them over. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'll just take it over. When they get small like this, it's kind of feel like you're wasting a lot of time, and I am. Oh, there we go. Now there's an oak tree trying to get started in there. You get some of this Bush Honeysuckle out of here, that thing will have a chance. What's next? Now we're just gonna keep going this direction and open up this trail. And again, this one's a little one. About, there we go. Oh, wrong way. Easy pulling, but it's about as small a diameter as it will be that it's really effective with. I'm just going to drop this one right here for now. I'm glad they're not all Osage orange. I got a few of those around. Normally I don't care too much about Osage orange one way or the other, but around here I'd rather not have them. We're here at the house. So I pull them when I find them. See what we can do with him. All right. That one's almost too little. Right there. so let's go on back in here and see what we can do. There's this little stump of one, I think, unless it's just a branch in the ground. I think it's a branch. I can get this one. But I'm kind of glad they're not all Osage orange. I'd be puncturing tires. Way back in the day, my dad had a 2M.40, and we had a whole bunch of brambly stuff, and we didn't have anything like this to get rid of it, but he had a bush hog. A Woods rotary cutter, maybe. They had a set of steel wheels for that tractor. He got tired of fixing flats. Oh wow, what are you doing? You didn't even clamp on it. Alright, here we go. You are going down, or up. You're going up. There we go. Loose. I'll go grab him again. The other thing I don't like and have too much of around here is this nasty thorny vine stuff. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't like it. And because it grows some good sized thorns, that's why I'm going backwards. And it's going right on the burn pile. There's no chipping this stuff. I do not like it. It's just nasty stuff. Here onto the pile. Now this stuff will come back from the roots, but at least we're setting it back a ways. Making a dent back here anyway. Starting to get a little bit more open, but we're just going to keep going at it. So this tree was pretty much dead, but in my way. So you can grab a pretty good sized tree. Takes a little working back and forth, but dang, it got it all out. So we're making more progress. See you later. Well, I think I'm ready to call it a day for today. I've got a bunch pulled out, and most of them came with the roots, and this is probably the biggest pile, but anyway, got a lot left to do, as you can see, but I don't know if you can tell from earlier or not, but this was all, anything you see open from here back was solid bush honeysuckle. So we've cleared a bunch of it out. There's a bunch of junk back in here. I'm about to get in here and clean up a bit. But all of this that you see open here that I'm walking through, you couldn't walk through here. So we'll keep at it, and I've decided that I will not be, I'm not going to chip this stuff. It's going to go on the burn pile. So I've got that big pile and then 3 other piles already over here. So we're gonna grab them all up and put it all on the burn pile here and burn them up in a couple months. So I'm glad to be getting rid of this stuff. I have to say that I think this is working really well, and I don't know how many I've taken out, but man, probably a couple hundred today in about 4 hours time, roughly. So that's the littlest pile. There's another and another. So anyway, but it's probably hard for you to tell, but for me, this is wide open relative to what it was. So that tree puller works great. It also is great for grabbing grapevines out of the trees, and you can take, like there's a couple of dead trees that were in my way, so grabbing those out, stuff like that, worked great. And the tractor worked good. When you're working in the woods, I will say that is when you're most likely to damage your machine. Looks like but it's gonna have a few scratches, but it's a tractor. I got it to work with. What can you do? Well, anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for watching. Hope you're well, and maybe sometime I'll do a specific tree puller review, but the thing works great. I have no complaints about it. I've got a leaking fitting, I see, so part of the reason I'm quitting right now is go up and get that fixed and figured out, get a drink of water, things like that. So see you next time.